It's really common for parents with very young children that they feel uncomfortable at times smoking around them. They feel guilty because of stares they might get. They feel guilty because they know it's probably not good for their child for them to be smoking. It's it's a complicated problem though because they're nicotine addicts. They have to smoke, and they that's how they feel, and they just don't seem to have a choice in the matter. The problem gets worse though as a child gets older. When they start going to school and getting exposed to more people and more importantly, getting exposed to more understanding about many things in general. And one of those things is somewhere along the way, they're probably going to get education about the dangers of smoking. Now, it's kind of interesting because when that starts to happen, not only is it kind of embarrassing for the parent without nobody saying anything, just what they're thinking that maybe others are thinking, but because the child themselves starts to understand it's dangerous for the parent to be a smoker for themselves, not even to mention the effect that it might be having on them, but for the parent themselves, and the child gets scared. So what the common thing that happens is that child will start to beg the parent not to smoke. As they get older, it even gets worse. They start trying to sabotage the parents smoking. There's little games that go on. There's a dynamic that happens between the smoker and the child. Well, it usually gets to a point that the kid is begging and begging and begging, and one of two things is going to happen. One, the parent might quit. Maybe, but that's not the most likely option. The other one is the parent is eventually going to say, I want to quit, but I can't. I want to quit, but I can't. Over and over again. I want to quit, but I can't. This may go on for weeks, for months, well, might go on for years. I want to quit, but I can't. Eventually, the kid will stop bothering the parent. And the parent finally is like almost like happy about this because they're not being pestered anymore. But there's a consequence that the parent may not be recognizing. Not only did they set the example for years that they're a smoker and kids can emulate their parents, that's not uncommon. But now they've taught them a lesson during all that time that they were being asked not to smoke. They delivered the message that when you want to quit smoking, if you ever want to quit smoking, oh, you just can't do it. Here's living proof, the parent. Now there's a problem down the road. If that child ever takes up using, which again, they're at a higher risk just because their parents smoked and set that example. If they ever want to quit, they have a lifelong lesson at this point that if they want to quit, they can't. The parent taught them that. And that has major implications. I'm not making this video to tell you you should quit for your child. You know that already. I am making this video to get that lesson out there on how you handle the message. You may have to come up with your own way, but the message shouldn't be that you want to quit, but you can't, unless you are understanding and willing to have that message just part of your child's psyche for possibly the rest of their lives, because that can have major, major issues. I have a video that talks about this already in great detail. It's called I Can't Quit or I Won't Quit. I will attach it in the video description. I urge you all to watch that video because it really does highlight the consequence of that message. There's another message or another video that I will attach in here saying quitting for others. And that's why I didn't come right out and say, you should quit smoking for your kid. You can't do it. And that video talks about why that should not be your primary motivation when you do decide to quit smoking, if you do decide to quit smoking. And if you're going to do it with this one concept in mind, I'm doing it for my child, there's a pitfall to that. So look at those resources and just understand when you are a smoking parent, you're teaching them more than just smoking. You may be sabotaging by your teaching their ability to eventually quit if they do take up using. If you do decide to quit and you want help in this, there's material to help you. And the link at the end of the video to whyquit.com will give you that material. If you decide that you're finally going to quit and you really want it to be successful and then you want to stay off, the way to accomplish that is to finally, at some point when you're going to do it, make and stick to a personal commitment to never take another puff.